The opinions expressed in this television show is solely that of the person who expressed them and not the opinion of the Emily Pearl Show, its sponsors, or affiliates. Although the Emily Pearl Show may take stances on individual shows, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy.
Okay, everyone. Yeah, I see Sandra is in there. Hi, you guys. I had to restart my phone because I wasn't seeing it on Facebook, and I gotta tell you guys, um, this is Friday the 13th, and we had trouble all day long on our job with our computers. It is so crazy. Sandra's there. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sandra. I had to restart my phone just to see what's going on because I know when it kept saying it, and it's still showing that this live video should start soon, and it's already 6:30. So I'm going to send a chat to support studio and find out what's going on. Is live. Meanwhile, let me go ahead and bring in our guest and my co-host of the night. They can be talking to you guys while I'm getting this straight with the studio and Facebook, try to find out what's going on. Okay. Of course, there's my co-host of the most, Sybil Marie Presley. She's in the studio live with us tonight. Hi, Sybil.
Well, hi
And
there.
and let me bring in my other co-host, my heartbeat
Hi,
of
Tim.
the is Timothy Herrington, Timothy Herrington, my son, and
Hi, Mom. Hi, Sybil.
Hi.
and, and so Sybil, what you guys been up to? You guys go and chat before we bring in our special guest tonight. I'm gonna get this text sent over quickly to studio processing. Okay.
Well, I got a sample of my book,
Oh, okay. What's the
and
name of it?
you're an Elvis fan, if by
Okay.
Sybil Marie Presley,
Uh,
also known as the Elvis Lady.
okay.
And and on the back, it talks about me being co-host with the Emily Pearl Show for the whole
Okay.
world to see that.
Well, that's
Yay!
nice. That's real nice.
Uh-huh. And so I
So,
should
did
have.
you write it?
I
Did you write
did.
that?
I'm the
Okay.
author. Uh-huh. And
Okay. How long is it?
it's let's see how long is it? It's a big size, as you can see,
Yeah, I see
size
that.
size of a phone book. And
Yeah, that's different.
yeah, it's 99 pages.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Did it come
And
when it come out today?
well, this is my sample, so the books will arrive in less than 2 weeks. And
Okay.
this is a book for Elvis fans,
Uh-huh.
and it contains one-liners, like about 115 one-liners describing Elvis fans. Like
Okay.
you're an Elvis fan if you have an Elvis clock in your kitchen, or if you go up to Graceland, or if you
Right.
Elvis impersonator, or so
Yeah.
forth and so on. Like you're a redneck if, and
Yeah.
then it describes the Elvis fans, and it's quotes from Elvis from a lot of his interviews. His
Okay.
philosophy and things that he says,
Right.
and it's quotes from celebrities about Elvis, and it's original Elvis related poetry, artwork, and more. This
Uh-huh.
lady paints beautiful portraits of Elvis in this book, and one of the poems is from Emily,
Okay.
called "A Procession," when his funeral went by, and you was just a little boy
Right. Okay.
at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I
So
probably was. What
I'm
what year
excited.
did he pass away?
Huh?
You know what year he passed away? Elvis?
1977.
77. Yeah, I was probably about 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah, you were tiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
When Emily gets
Definitely.
back in, I'm going to introduce with our guest. We have a very special guest tonight, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
me and you are just kind of chit chatting right now. So
Right.
um,
So you
I'm
got a
just kind of
special guest coming up, huh?
very special. You're gonna really like our guest, and
Okay.
for some reason Emily can't see herself on Facebook, but I did, on my phone. I'm looking at it, so she's trying to
What I want
hash
to
that
know
out.
is, are you watching the live show? It should look just like the studio because what
Yeah,
I'm seeing,
there it
when I'm
is, just as live as it can
well,
be.
okay, well, it must be my dumb phone then. Well, as long as everybody see it, then that's
See,
fine. I just asked Mary, are you looking at an old show? Do you see all of us?
I see all of you, and
I mean, you got on the right clothes, right?
yeah, I got on my pink blouse,
Okay,
and it's
great.
pink
Well,
blouse
I'm
on my phone.
satisfied then, but I'm
It's
really not
pink and white polka
satisfied because
dots.
yeah, right. But I'm really not satisfied because if I can't see it, that means some other folks can't see it either.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm really not satisfied. I did send over a studio thing to them. Becca's here now. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in our guest. Sybil, you can go ahead and introduce him. Tim and you guys, y'all go ahead and chat, and I'm gonna take myself out of the studio while I chat with.
Well, you want me to go ahead and do the interview or wait on you?
I'm bringing them in. No, you can go ahead and get started. I'm bringing him in now.
Okay. Well, we have a very special guest tonight on the world famous Emily Pearl show, Paul Mash. And he's a very popular uh, online talk show host. It's called Paul Mash TV. So he interviews musicians, singers, and groups, and he showcases their recordings. And I had the honor of being his guest recently. So, Paul Mash, welcome to the Emily Pearl Show.
Well, thank you,
Hi, Paul.
Sybil. Thank you, Sybil. Thank you. Hello, Tim. Nice to meet you there. Uh,
Likewise.
yeah, and I enjoyed doing the interview with Sybil. It was just a couple weeks ago, I do believe. And
Oh yes. And you know what? I'm still sharing it because you do a wonderful job. I like your intro in it, where you bring people into the show.
mhm.
And you have such a variety of musical guests. That's what I like. And
Yeah,
where?
I do all genres on my show. It doesn't matter if they're
Oh
country or
yes.
rock
Uh-huh.
or heavy metal or folk or whatever. I mean, I do it all. So
Okay.
So, Tim, you'll have to tune in. How can people watch the Paul Mash TV show?
okay. Well, on social media, about the only place you can watch it is on Facebook, which is
Okay.
facebook.com/Paul TV. And all my
Okay.
interviews are there, and you can also check it out on YouTube. I also have a Twitter and Instagram, but I don't use it all that much. So,
Okay. Yeah,
but
I'm more of a YouTube guy myself.
but yeah, all my interviews are there. As a matter of fact, I think it was just yesterday I had 750 episodes. So
Okay. Wow. That was great.
Yeah, he's got a lot of, and you can jump in there, Tim, and ask him anything. You know,
Well,
you know
I'm
how
just
we are.
listening as we go along.
We
You
just
seem to be
laid back
covering.
here,
Huh?
so we kind of laid back on the Emily Pearl show,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hopefully she'll get back in here and add her little sassy spice, and she's got little words of wisdom, and so we want her back in here as soon as she can get in here.
Yeah.
And I would like for you to tell our audience, how did you come up with the name Mash? That's MASH, like mashed potatoes.
yeah, it's obviously my stage name, as you mentioned. But what it was is I got started doing this on a show in Australia. I was never there, but I helped him, do the interviews, and I sent it, over to him. And we eventually got into a radio show, and we called the name of the show "The Environment," and our names were Bangers and Mash. And his name was Benny Ballbanger. My name is Paul Mash, and he said that Bangers and Mash is actually a food staple in England, which is basically sausage and mashed potatoes. And I like the name Paul Mash so much, I just kept it as my professional name. So that's all.
Okay.
Wow. So it's
Yeah.
a dish in England. So do they put something in the mashed potatoes? Or they just serve
No,
it?
no, it's just that. I mean, they cook it different ways, though. I guess they put like they salt it or whatever. I see Elaine is in here, and she knows
Yeah, I
all
was going to
about
say,
it.
hi, Elaine, my favorite lady.
Yeah, I was saying that to her, and Elaine said I love bangers and mash, so she knows all about it because she's from England, So
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
So
Yeah,
happy to have
and
you as a
I've loved
guest.
it ever since then. So I kept that name as my professional name. I was trying to think of a whole bunch of names I could call myself,
Well,
but
it's catchy. Nobody's gonna forget Mash.
yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
you guys. Yeah,
Oh,
I
there's
was listening to you
Emily.
guys. Hi,
Hey,
Elaine. Hi,
Emily.
Mary. Hi,
Guess
everybody.
what?
Hold on. I know I see. Hello, Elaine. Let me talk. And you're, I saw her. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm watching. Okay, Sybil always cut me off. Let me talk first. Let me tell you guys what's happening. Okay, so it was listed on the 901 page, even though it was shared my my main page. It wasn't showing on my main page. It kept saying this video should start live. I mean soon. But they don't know what happened. But anyway, we're in. I just shared the 901 page to everybody in Messenger, and I'll still be sharing through the show because now I got to make up for that lost time. Mary says she's not sure what happened. I don't know, right, Mary? The first time ever. It's Friday the 13th. That's what's happened. Okay, Sybil,
Yeah,
back
what
to
do you
you.
expect on the 13th?
Hey, Ernestine. There go Everett. Ernestine. That team is coming in.
Hey, Ernestine.
The
Hey, I
gang is coming
understand.
in now. Go ahead, Sybil. Back to you. I'm sorry I had to cut you off, but I
So,
know you would have kept
well,
talking.
I'm happy that you're back with us, and so you had Elaine as a guest on your show too, haven't you?
Of
That's
course.
right. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think it was the day before I interviewed you. I think that's when I interviewed Elaine, and she's a
Mm-hmm.
great artist as well as you are. And matter of fact, just a moment ago, I saw her type with gravy, so I think she was trying to let you know that the mashed potatoes couldn't have gravy on it. But I think that's
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's true. I love mashed potatoes with gravy, but
yeah.
sometimes,
I'm
hey,
not sure.
Jenny just arrived.
Oh, Jenny, she's hi, Jenny. Wow,
Hi,
we
Jenny.
have
This is
we're having a family
what's this
reunion
about?
tonight.
13? Uh, uh, no, 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 no. This is the Emily Pearl show. You know, this is our international show. How is Paul feeling? Did you ever catch up with him? Yeah. And we had some Friday 13 night flukes earlier, and I had
Yeah.
just made the statement, Jenny, that we had computer trouble. Everybody off and on all during the workday today. So how was you? How was everybody else's Friday 13? Because mine has been a headache. I
Mine's
think
been
that's what
nice and
Jenny's talking
calm.
about. What's this 13th about? Friday the 13th been just
I've had a great day.
causing chaos with the computers.
Yeah.
Uh, Jenny, that's what we're talking about. I was talking
Yeah. I
about
had a
that.
headache
I
too
was.
today
And You
with
caught
computers.
the first of it. You had trouble with it too. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's crazy. Paul, did you have any trouble with yours?
No, ma'am. Mine was pretty good, Emily.
Okay,
Mine
great,
too.
great.
I wasn't on the computer all day though,
Oh, okay, okay,
but
okay.
I've had a
Well,
nice calm day.
my computer has been on now for about 12 hours. So, yeah, we had a storm come through too. That's what I'm saying. I even
Yeah.
lost power. My director lost power, and I had to take over from her. And then while I was taking over from her, I lost power.
Mm.
So it was a mess.
Yeah.
Emily,
Jenny said
some
Sounds
she's
people
like it.
dealing with
some
another
people saw
storm coming through.
hailstones
Yes,
today.
talked to him earlier. He is on the
Uh huh.
mend with meds as of today. Oh, great, Jenny. Glad to hear that. Jenny says, I was born on the 13th, so
Oh.
I have a better attitude about it than most. Well, you know what,
Are you?
Jenny? I wasn't even thinking about it. I don't ever think about Friday the 13th. And I don't even like the movies, really. But I mean, stuff just started happening, and then somebody on the team brought up that it was Friday 13th, because I knew it
Yeah.
was the 13th, but I mean, as far as uh, trying to connect anything or hoping that anything didn't happen on the
Hmm.
13th, that was not me. I don't ever think about it. It's just another day.
Yeah. Me too.
All right, so let's get back to the interview. Go ahead, Sybil, and I'll dip in now.
Yeah, you pop in. like you always do. And before I get started back on the interview, I want to.
Sybil say like you always do. She got me pegged, don't she?
Me and
That's
her
why
like
she's the co-hostess of the mostest, y'all. She knows me. Not
we know each other, and we're like Jekyll and Hyde, I guess. And
Jekyll and Hyde. We like
uh,
Laurel and Hardy.
that's it. Well, I got the names mixed up. That's
Now
right.
you really went out there and left field then, because I'm not no Jekyll at all, and I
And
don't want to
that's
be
right.
no Mister.
I'm not no Hyde either. But what I wanted to say is tomorrow night, I think around 11 a.m. to 1 a.m., we're supposed to have the bloody red moon that happens every so often. So you can
Well,
see it better in the country, but the moon is going to turn red in
and
Yeah.
that's something.
for tomorrow night early.
Yeah.
What is it
They call
called?
it blood moon. What's
Oh,
the
the blue
name
moon.
for
Yeah,
it?
you remember Sybil one time we were going somewhere, me and you and Charlene, God rest her soul. We were driving down the expressway and we saw it was really orangey looking. It wasn't that red.
Oh,
But
it's beautiful.
they call it the blue moon.
No,
But it
let me tell you something about that. That's the harvest moon.
oh, that was a different one?
And then the blue moon is once in a while. That's why they say once in a blue moon something may happen,
Mhm.
because it's a blue haze. So it actually looks blue, but the moon part is not solid blue. It's just a blue cast.
Well,
And
we
that
won't
So,
see
happens.
it here in
so what is the
Tennessee because
blood
we
moon?
don't.
The blood moon is red.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was saying.
and it's
So that'd
very
be
that's why they call it blood, because blood is usually red.
yeah.
And
Okay.
Well, us Ragnarok, that hasn't come yet, has it? A red
it's
moon
gonna
because
come
they said.
tomorrow night.
Well, wait a minute
Like
now,
11
Sybil. Hold
8.
on.
Not tomorrow night,
Red
Sunday
or
night.
blue?
Wait a minute, Sunday night.
Which one is coming? Red or blue? I
The
thought you
Red.
red
said blue.
the red moon is coming Sunday night, like 11 a.m.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's central or what, but I
So
think it
what about the
is.
blue?
It comes once in a blue moon, just every now and then.
Oh,
Every few years, they call it a blue moon because it's, of
I
course,
thought
the
you
moon
was
is
talking
not
about
royal blue, but it's a little ring around it, and it's kind of like a blue haze. So that's
so
the
what are we supposed to be looking for?
blue moon. And so Sunday night, you
Then
look for
it
the
says,
red.
what's Sybil now? You want us to look at the moon tomorrow night and Sunday night? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, erase that. Sunday night. So anyway, now that we got the moon report out of the
Paul,
way,
you see how much fun we have on our show.
yeah, I want to ask Paul.
Jenny says, hold on, Sybil. Jenny says the blue moon is when there are two full moons in 1 month.
Right, but it
Uh,
still has a blue haze, and it's comes like once in a blue moon.
So now,
Somebody
which one are we supposed to be looking for then, Sybil?
Sunday night. Well, for the third time, it's red. It's
I've
blood
never
moon.
seen no blood moon. Jenny, have you ever seen a blood moon before?
Well,
yeah,
you
I
are
have.
Sunday night.
You have,
I've seen
Timothy?
one. Yeah.
No,
Uh,
I've seen an orange moon, but not a
that's
red.
harvest moon.
I've not seen a red moon.
Well, you will if you wake up Sunday night and look for it.
We're
It's
not
gonna be
gonna
right.
see it in Tennessee anyway if it happens,
It's
because
gonna be
it
right there in the sky, just red
not
as
in
it can be.
Tennessee it won't because our sky's full of clouds. It's going to rain tomorrow and it will be
Oh,
cloudy,
well,
raining
somebody will
all
see
day.
it, and they've been
And
posting
and
it.
that- and it's raining Sunday.
Right.
So we'll have plenty of clouds.
That's
But
that's correct. But
I always
somebody
heard
will be able to watch it, and
but I
the
always heard in the
news,
I
huh?
always heard it in the scripture, Sybil, that
It's in there too.
the blood moon, the red moon called Ragnarok, it comes at the end of days. So I don't
Well,
want to see no I
yeah,
don't want to
it
see no
does say
red moon
that.
because I'm not ready to go.
Well, ready or not, the red moon's gonna be there, and it's been in the past. It happens every so often. Let's get
Paul,
back to
have you ever
Paul.
seen? Wait a minute, Paul. Have you ever seen a red moon?
Not to my knowledge, no.
I see
Well,
there.
somebody's
See
gonna
there.
see it in a
I've seen one.
Tim, I think
He
you
has
were
seen
seeing
it.
orange.
And they posted all over Facebook and the news today the photo of the red moon when it happened before. But let me get back to Paul so he
Okay.
don't think we forgot him. And I was going to ask you, Paul, how long have you been doing your shows?
Well, I've actually been doing interviews, all together for about 9.5 years as of last month. But Paul Mash TV has only been around for like maybe 4, maybe 5 years, something like that.
Okay.
And like I said, I mean, I do it in all genres. I do it rock, country, heavy metal, folk, reggae. You mean you name the genre, and I do it. So
Yeah, you're well rounded. And what made you decide to start doing interviews?
well, it was kind of accidental. I was really big on comedy myself, and one thing I like to do really well is impersonate famous people and things like that. And there was a guy that coincidentally it was in Australia, and he wanted me to record a few of my impressions so he could use it on his TV show. It was on one of those community access channels, and he didn't want to use me after that, and so I was kind of missing. And I think it was about 3 or 4 months later, this guy named Ben. I guess he contacted everybody on the show and told him what a great job it was. So I guess he saw it, and, uh, I noticed on his timeline it said something like Ben TV, and I said, I don't know if you're looking for anybody to help you with, and he said that he was a music show and he was looking for somebody to do interviews. And at the time, I almost balked at that because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to do anything good at that because I never had any training in that. And but he thought he'd give it a try. He knew a guy that was a blues musician and in Queensland, Australia. He said, "Why don't you interview him and have him do a song, send it to me, and I'll sing." So I did that, and then after about 20 minutes or so, he inboxed me back and said, "You're a natural." So I figured, well, maybe this is something I could do, and I've done it ever since. So
Wow.
Okay.
So name
That's
some
just
of your
wonderful. You
guests
do
that
such a
you've
great
had on.
job.
yeah,
Sybil, we got an echo coming from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go
Oh,
out and come back in.
okay.
Happen.
All right. So, Paul, could
Go
you
ahead
name
and
some
talk,
of the
Paul.
people
I'll be
that
right back.
you have interviewed?
okay. Well, she's having a lot of problems today, isn't she?
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Okay. Yeah. Sybil says she didn't believe Friday 13th. Hers, she said she just got through talking about hers was great. It's not so great now, is it?
I know, right?
Paul, can you name
yeah,
some of the guys, celebrities that you have interviewed other than Elaine Presley? Because I know that I saw that interview. That was
yeah. Well,
awesome.
I hope you like it, Emily.
I
I
did.
heard she didn't like it too. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there hasn't been very many celebrities that I have done, coincidentally. But I was lucky to have them because in the mainstream world or the popular world, there's a lot more musicians that want to be paid more than they just want to go ahead and do it.
That's
So,
true.
because of that, it's hard for me to get celebrities. But
That's true.
I have interviewed John Bermuda Schwartz and Jim West. They're both band members of Weird Al Yankovic, and I
Mhm.
interviewed both of them. And then I think it was like a couple of years ago, I interviewed Angela Watson. She was on Step by Step, that sitcom, and she's an artist now. And so I got
Mhm.
to interview her. And so those are just a few of them. I know that I don't know if how big he is or not or whatever, but I have interviewed a guy who does a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. He calls himself Little Ozzy, and he only stands about 4'8". That's why he calls him Little Ozzy. But he's a
Oh,
great guy.
he's about as tall as me then, huh?
Yeah. He's but we become close friends since then, and I've had him on my show twice. And
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
yeah,
So maybe you'll come and visit us.
I've been trying to get people like the Wu Tang Clan on my show. It's very hard to get them, but
Yeah.
but
Okay.
so and also I'm trying to get cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch. I'm trying to get him to see he's an artist now too. But
Oh, okay.
apart from that, it's very hard to get big time artists. I would love to have more of them, but
Doug
Uh,
says, who has the most famous Blue Moon song? Marcel's, Rod Stewart, Billie Holiday, Elvis Presley. Um,
Marcel's. Marcel's.
yeah, I would say, hey Paul, there's Paul from Ontario.
Hey,
Hi
Paul.
Hey,
Paul, I'm so happy you're feeling better.
y'all see
Um,
me?
yes, ma'am, we
Yeah.
do. Paul, I'm so happy you're feeling better. Thank you. We've been praying for you. We've been wishing you well.
Had your back,
I've got a
Paul.
Paul in Ontario. We have a special guest on tonight that has your namesake. His name is also Paul, and his last name is Paul Mash. Paul, where do you live? Paul Mash, where do you live? Because
uh,
our Paul
I
is
actually live in Alabama.
okay. So you're down there with Jenny, and but our Paul lives in Ontario, Canada. That's
Hmm.
Paul. This is Paul Sanders. You see him saying
I'm
now that
from
I just see
Alabama
on there.
too, Paul.
Jenny says to Paul, our Paul in Ontario, Canada. She says, "Hi, Paul. Hey, friend. Glad you made it. Yes, we
Yeah.
are. We've been missing you, Paul,
Yeah.
because you know you keep us on the ball." But yeah, so that's really great, Paul Mesh, our guest, about those celebrities that you've had on. And of course, you had our co host of the Moses, Sybil Marie Presley, also a celebrity of her own making.
Sure did.
She's known all around the world for her customized Elvis dresses that nobody else has a design to at all. And nobody can wear them like her either. Paul in Ontario says, "Hello, Paul, Tim, Jenny, Sybil." Well, Paul,
Hi, Paul.
you didn't
Hello to
say
you too,
hello.
Hey,
Paul.
You didn't say hello to me. Now I'm gonna have my temper tantrum.
don't leave out Emily. She's the pearl.
He didn't say hello to me. I'm
Well, he
telling
was
you.
thinking about you.
I know I'm just messing with Paul. Paul, look, I've been sick too. Excuse me. Paul, you might have had what I had. I had bronchitis. I had to go to urgent care clinic Saturday
Oh, he
morning.
said, hello, Emily. Paul said, Emily.
What's all those threes about? I'm number four. I am four, Paul. So Timothy,
Yes.
we got we got our male co-host in the house. Timothy, what questions do you have for Paul?
Well, one of the ones that I had, he answered it, and I was going to ask him, is it harder to get interviews with celebrities versus
That's
the
a good
other one?
question.
Yeah, as I said a minute ago, a lot of them they want to be paid,
Oh,
and a lot of them want the big time bucks too. Sometimes $500, $1,000, or something like that.
is that
Hmm.
right?
And I think one even told me that even if they didn't care about the money, you just have to have a ton of likes on your page, like 20,000 or something like that. Then they
Yeah,
don't know you're legit. But if you only have like 500, for example, you're not legit. So I'm not going to have you interview me. So,
right.
Mm.
so
So they
but
want the ones with the
I
with
was
the blue
wondering about
checks.
yeah, I was always wondering about that because you would think that they were independent ones themselves, but I guess everything is controlled by their manager now, and I guess their manager has to decide, So,
Yeah.
um,
Wow.
well, I see Jenny
Paul,
asked me a question.
we have a question. Sybil, you still got that echo. Turn your volume down on your computer.
Oh,
Maybe that'll
okay.
stop
What?
that.
Yeah, I spoke
Uh,
too quick about Friday the 13th, but I had something
yeah.
pop up on the screen said I had a connection problem. So I went out and got
Uh-huh.
back in.
Yeah, and turn that volume down on help too. So,
Yeah, okay.
Paul, our guest Paul, we have a question from the audience.
Say
Jenny
hello to
says,
Doug.
"Wait a minute,
Douglas.
Sybil, don't you hear me talking?"
I, I turned it down too low.
Well, you better turn it up so you can hear. Or you gonna get put in the green room,
Get
in
miracle
the
ear.
quiet room. Yeah, I've been telling you
Ah,
that you need a hearing aid for 3 years. You lost your hearing 3 years ago, and you the only somebody that didn't realize it.
I hear it very well. I just turned down the mic too low. I'm back.
Okay, okay. If I hear the echo again, though, you going in the green room. Um, Listen, Paul, our guest, Jenny wants to know. She says, "Don't say where you are, but what area, south or north, are you from in Alabama?"
I'm actually in North Alabama. I actually live about an hour's drive from Birmingham, if you know where that is, Jenny. Uh,
Okay.
I
but that's
do.
And then she also says, "Well, independent is the best." Mary,
I
everybody,
agree with that.
Mary. I mean, everybody, Ernestine and Magnificent Mary. Where you guys? I know y'all supposed to be chatting. Come on now. Don't put the burden on Paul and Jenny and Doug. I already said hello to Doug. I don't know where you were. And the answer, Sybil, I don't know where you were because I put his post up there.
Oh, I see it
And
now. Uh-huh.
yeah, I put his post up there long ago when he asked that question about the Blue Moon song, and you answered it, so you should have heard me say hello to
Well,
him.
I did it, but then I thought he left and come back in
No,
for
you
some
didn't.
reason.
Listen,
Yeah, I
y'all.
did. I had
Listen,
to leave
y'all.
and come back.
She say, "Say hello to Doug." I hollered all out. Okay. Listen, we got a new message. Jenny says, "Oh, Mary says she here." Okay, y'all can't get a word in edgewise, can y'all? Okay. And then Ernestine, ever ready? Ernestine, Magnificent Mary's here. I knew they hadn't left. Jenny says, "Yes, I do." I'm gonna show y'all coming. Y'all just type. I got a real fast clicker hand. Jenny says, "Yes, I do. I have," she said, "have a good friend in the same area." Paul, our guest, she's talking to you. She says she knows where you live.
Hmm, okay.
Yeah, about where you live. Yeah, yeah. Well, I've only been to Alabama one time, and that was uh what did I tell y'all? I think it was Montgomery.
Hmm.
But it was this was like in the 90s, like mid 90s or late 90s, because I was a member of the Toastmasters, International Toastmasters organization, and we used to go to regional competitions, speech competitions. And I've mentioned this before that Montgomery, Alabama, we went there. We had um, a competition there. And I tell you, they served us with some of the big old fattest, largest prime rib, tenderest, suckling, melt in your mouth, prime rib steak I ever had in my life.
Mm,
And
I
I,
like
I,
prime
I
rib.
mean, I can taste that steak right till today, y'all.
mm,
And it was so huge that I was able to take that half of it, if not more than half of it, home all the way back to Tennessee and eat off of it two more times. Man, I tell
Wow,
you, that
that's a
was the
prime
best.
rib, all right.
I
yeah,
mean,
that
I
is a
think they
big one.
gave me a quarter of a cow, man. Paul says, our Paul in Canada says, "What state are you both, Emily and Tim?" "We are Tennessee, home,
Tennessee,
yeah, home of the brave and the free."
and home of Elvis,
Yeah, we in the Elvis country.
BB King,
BB
also.
King, that's right. Jenny says, "Oh, Emily, you are totally invited to visit here after I get my house back in order. Something I've been working on." And Paul, I'm saying the same thing you are. Paul says, "Oh, cool. That means Paul and I both are coming, Jenny." But no Tim and Sybil gonna be with me. I mean,
I'll be
Yeah,
there too.
you got steak like that.
road
Okay,
trip.
Paul, please excuse us because we do this all the time. But our guests learn how to come on in there with us, but we don't ignore you at all. But I do have to show our audience comments because it's like you were talking about. It's like what you were saying about celebrities not wanting to come on the show.
Hmm.
Well, we independent broadcasters, we do our shows for the people and not so much for the celebrities. because they're the ones got the money.
Mm.
And I engage my audience, and I know you do too. And I have to take our time to recognize them because if it wasn't for them, people like you and I wouldn't have a show, right?
Mm-hmm.
You understand
That's
what I'm
true.
talking about? Right, right. So, what would you say that your audience or interaction rate is?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it depends on the interview too, because sometimes I can get like maybe a few hundred watching it, but other times maybe I'll get like 20 or 30. It's just something like that. But I know I'm almost at 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube, and
Oh yeah, well you've got us. Yeah, we had see, I really wasn't pushing YouTube. I went with the Facebook Live when they first started,
mm,
and and I wasn't really pushing the YouTube. I have two YouTube channels. I have one that is just a movie channel where I show when we have our movie night uh, once a month. I show the movies that are in public domain, movies that have expired. But our production YouTube channel is called TEPS Productions. That's right. I'm supposed to type in the links where you can go and you can write these down. So, Sybil, I'm going to stop talking and let you continue the interview. Tim, you dive in there with her, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and Paul from Canada has a question for Paul Mash because he wants you to tell him again what show do you do and how can people watch it.
okay. Well, Paul, the name of the show is Paul Mash TV, and you can check it out on social media on Facebook, facebook.com/Paul Mash TV. And you can also go on YouTube. All my episodes are there. I'm up to 750 episodes almost now. And you can catch them all. And like I said, it's in all genres. It doesn't matter whether it's country or rock or whatever. So you can check that out. Maybe you can send me some feedback on there, Paul.
Well, that sounds wonderful. And
All right. Paul Mash, got a question for you.
yeah,
All right.
If you had to answer which were your five best interviews that you think were the five
good
best,
question.
could you answer that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they've all been so good. I had a couple
Okay.
bad ones, obviously, but I don't know.
No,
I would say if I had to guess, my top two anyway would be main members of the Weird Al Yankovic, which I interviewed.
okay.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I remember him.
Okay.
yeah, I never got Al himself. I wanted to, but he never got back to me. But I did interview John Vermita Schwartz. That's his drummer's name, and then
Okay.
Jim West. That's his guitarist's name. I got them both. As a matter of fact, I interviewed Jim twice, and
Okay.
so those are my top two anyway. Um,
Cool.
I've had a few other ones that were just as good, but and it's interesting because even though a lot of people love the show, some people were, they all promised they'll share it, and
Uh-huh.
some people were better at sharing than others,
Right.
and because sometimes within say maybe 2 hours after it's been released, I've already got 100 views on it, so so
Wow, that's
so,
fast.
so that's pretty good. But then again, other times, sometimes it takes a few days before it reaches that level.
Right, to get
Yeah.
traction.
So,
One
yeah,
good thing about it is people can go back because it's archived.
yeah.
And
Can
Like
you
I said,
all the
tell me
interviews.
that name slowly so I can type it in your chef Paul? You say
uh,
it's on YouTube.
yeah. If you look it up on YouTube, just type Paul Mash TV. It shows up right there, and
Okay,
then
so it's
you
Paul
can just
Mash
go to
TV.
my channel name.
Oh,
Obviously it'll show
oh,
it right there, and you just click that and subscribe.
oh, I left off the
Yeah,
TV, the
Paul Mash
V.
TV.
Yeah, you've watched T, I think so.
Yeah, I did. That's why I'm gonna do it again.
And
Okay.
mhm.
So
So
did you
Paul,
watch my?
huh?
I'm talking to Paul. So Paul, did
Oh,
you watch the series Mash?
uh,
Paul,
uh, I'm
I
sorry.
guess did you watch the series called Mash? MASH.
Yeah, that's an old TV show from the 70s. That doesn't have anything to do with my show though.
Okay, so and you named your show after mashed potatoes. Was that right?
Yeah, it's actually I named it after the food Bangers and Mash. Elaine knows all about it because she's from England. It's really good over there
Mm-hmm.
and popular over there. I guess they have it in Australia and Ireland as well because I know some
Why
of
they
the
call it bangers?
because of the sausage. See, sausage is bangers, mash is mashed potatoes, so they call it bangers.
Oh, they put sausage with it.
Yeah, and I guess there was a children's cartoon in England as well, also called Bangers and Mash. It was about two monkeys that always got in trouble all the time, and
Yeah.
that was their name. One of the monkeys' name was Bangers, the other's name was Mash. So that's what. And
Okay.
you can check that out on YouTube as well. But
Well,
Got one question
I'm
for you,
not.
Paul.
Hold that thought right there, Tim.
Yeah.
Paul was talking about the sausage and the mashed potatoes, so I got to get this in. I wasn't. I think I was born in England in another life, but not this one because Tim.
Yes.
Can you remember the bologna with the mashed potato and then the cheese on top that Mommy used to serve you?
Yeah. Loaded. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, so bologna is kind of like sausage, but yeah, I've been eating that for many, many, many years, Paul, even before my son was born. And so a lot of times for lunch, I would prepare that for him. And sometimes, many times, we had it for supper and watched Wheel of Fortune. You remember, Tim?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead with your question now to Paul.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I know you said you had been doing this for like 9.5 years and you pretty much was a natural, but is there anything that you would have did different as far as maybe your approach or the system that you use?
you mean as far as the interview goes?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, only maybe a few people have ever really had a problem with my interviews. So I've got probably more fans than I don't have fans. But then again, in every stage of life, you're going to get your haters anyway. But
Right.
that doesn't bother me. But I was just noticing a comment that Jenny Hill made that she said that she's watched the interview with Elaine and she's going to watch more of them. And I appreciate that, Jenny.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm trying to see where everybody's name went to. Let me see if I changed it.
I don't know. Well, it's Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
But Tim, I want to brag on you. You have really blossomed tonight. Usually you kind of quiet like, but you make a wonderful interviewer your own self.
Well,
Well, you know where you get it from.
I take interest
From
in
Emily,
it,
your mother.
especially when you have special guests on. My mind is always spinning. So yeah.
That's right. That's right. He gets it
We
from his mom.
really
It
do
comes
appreciate
natural.
you.
Hey, I'm
Sure
glad
do.
to be here.
And I want to
Uh,
say
Yes,
something
ma'am.
to Paul when I can.
okay, so hold on to that thought. We're gonna take a break. Jenny, I'm gonna show you come in after we come back. We're gonna give our guests a chance to grab some water, okay, or something like that. Wet his whistle, as we call it, down south. And then don't y'all go away. I need y'all to stick and stay, okay? Because we will be right back.
Right back.
The Cupboard Restaurant in Memphis, Tennessee is world famous for some of the best food and southern hospitality you'll ever find and is a celebrity favorite. Open from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. every day. The Cupboard Restaurant is located at 1400 Union Avenue, 1 block east of Cleveland, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Got a large group? Groups of any size are welcome, and catering is available. While you're there, pick up a copy of Charles Capella's world-famous cupboard cookbook. Check out their website at www.thecupboardrestaurant.com. That's The Cupboard Restaurant, 1400 Union, 901-276-8015. A proud sponsor of The Emily Pearl Show.
Hi, I'm Tanya Memi. I'd like to introduce you to Natural Action Technologies. They make free flow devices that produce structured water. Well, you're probably wondering, what is structured water? All right, think of it this way. If you were to take a gallon of water to the top of a mountain stream and then pour it down the stream and run to the bottom of the mountain and collect the same gallon of water, it would be structured. It's this natural action of water tumbling over rocks, down waterfalls, flowing through twists and turns as it actively descends a mountain. This motion structures the water. Water molecules are free to move and dance with nature in an energetically alive, fresh, and vibrant manner. Through this process, the molecular structure of water is changed to reflect less surface tension, neutralize toxins, and clears memory and balance on a particle level. Drinking natural action structured water is the way nature intended water to be, from the source. It hydrates your cells, makes your skin and hair softer, and ladies, it also makes your nails less brittle. Here are some other benefits from drinking structured water. It helps to increase your mineral and medication absorption. It neutralizes all toxins from the source of the water, which allows them to flush through the body. You'll have healthier gardens and plants when watering with structured water. It's healthier for livestock, and your pets will love it, even fish. It improves aerobic bacterial activity in your septic systems, and it also increases the longevity of all the systems that use water, including reducing the amount of chlorine needed for spas and swimming pools. It also helps hydrate you so that you don't need to drink as much water. Have you ever noticed when you buy bottled water from the store, there is a laundry list of added ingredients on the label, like right here? Well, they say it's for taste, but these added ingredients are different forms of salts, and salt makes you thirsty. Therefore, you need to drink more water, which makes them more money. But with natural action structured water, you hydrate your body 30% more than with other water products. Our scientifically designed free flow devices come in several sizes depending on your use. We have a commercial unit for your farm, business, or nursery. We have a home unit that attaches easily to your main water line, making your whole house structured. We have a garden unit that attaches to your hose, and we have a very popular portable unit that you can take anywhere. We also have a shower unit that easily screws onto your existing shower pipe. Taking a shower under structured water feels like you're showering under a waterfall. You will not want to get out. When you use natural action structured water on your plants and vegetable gardens, you can almost hear them grow. Strawberries have been known to grow so large that they won't even fit into a coffee mug. Your tomatoes will be larger and sweeter too. And by washing your vegetables or fruit with structured water, you'll actually structure your food, which will make your food taste fresh and alive. And your rose bushes will grow into rose trees up to 13 feet tall, and I've seen it. And your bouquets will last twice as long, and it also increases your harvest time 2 weeks earlier. I mean, how would you like to have fresh tomatoes at the farmer's market 2 weeks before anyone else? In the morning, pour your juice through the unit and it'll taste better and softer. Add several drops to your coffee cup and it'll be less acidic. In the evening, pour your glass of wine through it and it becomes instantly smoother and more aromatic. Our bodies are mainly made of water, so by drinking natural action structured water, your mental clarity will be brighter, your emotional state will be happier, body endurance will improve, you'll sleep more sound, and your body will heal faster. So when you care about the food you eat, you should also care about the water you drink. Natural Action Technologies devices provides the truest form of water on the planet. The units come with a 90-day money-back guarantee and a lifetime warranty, so you have nothing to lose by trying it. I did, and I love it. Give it a try. Your mind will thank you, your body will thank you, your plants, your pets will thank you, and your life will be enriched. We invite you to experience water in its highest truth. Here's to better health and well-being with Natural Action Technologies.
All right, we are back. Thank y'all so much for sticking and staying. And before I saw Jenny's comment and Paul's comment, I want to ask y'all if y'all do one thing for me right now. Y'all go ahead and share the show to all of your friends because you never know, they may be interested. All right. All right. So I'm going to bring back in now the rest of the team, uh, my co hosts, and our guests tonight. Okay. And Jenny said, to Paul, our guest on the show, that I've learned so much about the different terminology in Europe from watching a local station called Dabble, Dabl. Wow, Jenny. I watch a lot of British and English movies. I've been
I do
British,
too.
English. I've been watching them for about 30 years. And so I know a lot of that terminology too, except for the one about the banger. I know about wanker. I know what a wanker is. Okay, Paul, I see you laughing. You know what a wanker is too, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And then our Paul from Ontario, Canada says, I was so worried I wasn't going to get to see my water girl tonight. I know you were, Paul. The water girl in the shower. Uh-huh. I know. I played that just for you, Paul. All right. Okay, so back to our guest. Sybil, take it away.
Okay, and before we wrap up, I understand that you are looking for artists. Are you a musician yourself?
No, I'm not. I just interview. But yeah, you're right. Anybody that wants to be on my show, they can obviously do it. Whether they're in a band or whether they're a excuse me, solo artist. I'm looking for all that stuff on my show. So I'm
Or
more than
groups maybe as well?
yeah, like a band or solo artist.
Hmm.
Most of the time I get solo artists, but I can do bands as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you play their recording at the end of the interview, and that really rounds out your show. So, how can artists contact you again about being on your show?
Okay, well, besides the Facebook page, which I mentioned a couple times, they can also email me. It's paulmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And then they can just say who they are and they want to be on the show. And they need a program called Zoom, obviously. And they also need to send me a link to one of their YouTube videos, which is what you did, Sybil.
I sure
And
did.
and then I put that right after the interview once I put everything on my editor. And most interviews are about 5, 10, sometimes 15 minutes long. And so that they're very short, but I can have it to you within 1 to 2 hours after that. And then after that, you can just show the heck out of it, you know?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
still sharing my interview.
do I have that
I
correct?
got I
Paul
got
Nash
one question,
TV.
Sybil.
Oh,
Wait a
that's
minute,
correct.
y'all. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure I
Tim
had
has a
the.
question.
Go ahead, Jim. I just wanted to make sure I had his email right. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yes, Paul Mash, I have a question for you. Is there anyone that you look up to or admire in your field, in your profession?
Are you talking about like maybe another interviewer, or are you talking about like in the music world?
Well, interviewing.
Talk show
Um,
host.
yeah, I don't know. There's a couple that come to mind, but Phil Kranz is his name. He's a really good. As a matter of fact, I was on his show a few weeks ago.
Okay,
He's a radio interviewer though, so I've been interviewed on the radio as well. So
okay,
he's one of them. But there's a lot of people that I guess you could say that are pretty good. There's a
okay.
couple that had me on their show. Not necessarily had on their show, but they had me in their group on Facebook, and for some strange reason they got paranoid or something like that, and they kicked me off because I was self promoting. I thought that's what it was all about, was self promoting.
For
I know,
sure.
right? It,
And
Isn't that something that don't make sense to me? Have a group and then get mad when you say what you do.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know. And the same thing happened when I was on the Roku channel one time. They thought I was good enough for Roku, so I was on one of their channels one time, and I'm trying to remember the name of the channel now. It's been so long, I forgot what it was. But I was telling everybody, I think it was the day before that it was actually supposed to air, and and they and I was telling everybody to watch, the channel tonight, and make sure you watch my show as well. And for some reason, all she noticed was that I was talking about my show, so she thought I was self promoting, so she kicked me off the channel.
Oh
Oh
my
And
no.
goodness.
I shook my head over there. I said, I don't get it. I said I was talking about the channel as well. I don't
Um,
understand why she got mad at me.
th-
But
that's
the person that ran the channel, her name was the Button Pusher. So I mean, yeah. So
wow.
there you go.
Wow.
Well, you know what?
I didn't
That's
know it
what.
was literal. I didn't know
That's
it was
why we
literal.
do our own. I know what you're saying, Paul. That's why I do my own thing because I don't. We are as independents. We don't have to take that. We do. I don't want to be tied to a channel
Mm,
because when you're tied to a FCC channel, it's a whole lot of rules and regulations you got to follow.
Yeah,
Plus,
it
they
is.
make
Yes,
you
it
say
is.
what they want you to say, right?
Right.
yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
having that. I'm not
Yeah,
having that.
I'm on another Roku channel now, but they've been having a hard time with their programming right now, so I'm not really on it right now. As
Hmm
far as that goes, but I'm still waiting for them to get more programming, and once that happens, I'll be able to.
Paul
Actually,
Sanders has a question.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah, well,
noticed that.
don't interrupt the guest. You can
Pardon
interrupt
me.
us, but don't ever interrupt our guest.
Silly me.
Go ahead, Paul. Finish what you were saying.
No, I was gonna say as soon I actually advertised their channel for a while on my show. See, I always try to put advertisements of channels and things that I enjoy that had me up with them.
Hmm
'Cause
Right.
one time for a long time, I had a website and a music thing called Click Jam, and I guess Click Jam just suddenly shut down, and I didn't even know it. So
Wow.
I don't advertise them anymore
Oh.
because of it, because obviously they're not around.
Right.
And then I of course I had that Roku channel I was telling you about, and there
hmm
was one or two others. I'm having a hard time getting an and someone to
Sponsor.
advertise for, but hopefully one day I will.
You're
Yeah, you
looking for
will.
sponsors, right?
Yeah, that's what I enjoy doing. See, it fills up a little bit of time anyway on my show.
Right.
Not a lot, but if I
Yeah,
could
it
just get an
does.
extra 15 or 30 seconds every show advertising, that'd
Yeah.
be great. But right now, I don't have any advertisements, so it's just basically just straight through. But
Do
I'm
you
sure
have
one
Yeah.
a?
day.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you. Do you have an advertising rate information that you can share with me, and I'll try to help you
Well, I've been doing it for free. I mean, if I knew somebody that wouldn't mind me doing
for
it for free,
free.
yeah. See, I'm on disability check, so it doesn't pay much. So that's why.
I know what you're saying, but you know what I found with that, Paul? People
Mhm.
are so funny, especially business people. See, I worked for CIN Channel 17, Comcast Cable, for about 20 years.
Mhm.
But I was working for the man that actually was leasing this channel from Comcast. And so I started out doing sales ads for him. And then when we lost our other salesman, I had to do both the director, sales director, which was his position and mine. And eventually I became director. And what I found out, me and Floyd, we talked about it a lot because Floyd was very reasonable. But then when Comcast went up on his cost of leasing the station, he had to raise the price a little bit. Um, but then, this was before social media came out, right? But what I found in dealing with the business people when I would go to their offices or to their places of business they would call us to come out. We didn't do cold calling. We didn't have to do any of that stuff. They would always call me and I would come out. I would go out. As a matter of fact, Sybil, you've been out with me before
Mhm.
on those type calls. And what I found out, Paul, is this: people don't want anything for free. Business people don't want anything for free. You know why? Because they think it's not worth anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, uh, the more it costs for some dumb reason, to me that's just dumb.
The
They
more they
think they're
want it.
getting a better value if
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you believe that?
I can definitely.
Yeah. So from one old experience out in the field, saleswoman, regional director, sales director, put you some kind of price on there. I bet you start getting some sponsors.
Yeah, I guess so. But if I had the money, I do it.
No, I
uh,
mean you don't have to have money to. You just you contact them. I mean you advertising on your own show. I'll put a video together for you now. I would do it for you for free because you're my guest, and
mhm.
you're not charging me anything to appear on my show. But I will put as soon. I'm gonna be busy though for until June. But I could still take a Saturday because it doesn't take long to put together about a 60-second commercial asking for sponsors for your show. And then that way they call and inquire about the price. You don't
Mm.
advertise your price. Then they will. You and me will talk about this, okay? Yeah. So Paul's question, our Paul and Ontario says, Paul, our guest, who is someone you admire, favorite artist, musician, or group?
Okay. Yeah, I was reading that a minute ago. Yeah. I would say that in the mainstream world, the one I like the best is Weird Al Yankovic, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of artists that I like in the mainstream world too. But I think he's probably one because I always like comedy with music too. So, and I think that's another reason why I like Sybil on the show because she does a lot of music on her routine. So, um, as well as just simply telling jokes. So that was one reason why I like Sybil.
Yeah.
Well, thank
And
you.
well, thank you. I saw Paul said he is awesome. Yeah, I agree. I've,
I,
I've,
I
I've,
like Weird Al. I do too.
Yeah. And he also
and
wants to know if
well, to answer
there is a
Paul's other question,
local
I know. I'm
music
sorry.
shop. Did you see
Yeah,
that
yeah,
question?
yeah. I noticed that my local music shops. I really don't know of any. Years ago, I did because at least once a week I would hang out in the mall, and I knew a couple music stores there, but I don't even think they're there anymore. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So I put his original question back up. And I think that was his answer. Paul Yankovic.
hmm
Hmm.
Right. Okay. Tim, did you have a last question?
I'm good. I think he's very informal.
Very
He's
Oh,
funny.
informative.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just found me another friend
Well, yeah.
with Paul, our guest.
Oh, that is
Right.
wonderful, Paul.
Paul, I have your email. So I'll send you an email Sunday and get some kind of idea. What I can do is I can send you a video copy of mine that I created for my shows.
okay.
And we have not been active for getting sponsors for the past 2.5 years simply because of COVID. Remember, a lot
Hmm.
of businesses just don't have the money. They didn't have the money, and they still don't. They haven't recovered yet. But
Right.
as soon as these businesses start back to recovering, we're going to go back to getting more sponsors too as well. And hello, Sandra. I saw you watching out there. I see you're not in the comment
Mhm.
Hi.
column,
Mm.
but she was earlier, I think. But yeah,
She
um,
was.
she's
Uh huh.
our loyal viewers. We have on Friday nights. We went before Facebook got all of the watch stuff where people could do their own stuff. We used to have a whole lot of people that would watch our show. But believe it or not, Paul, my show is more visible internationally than we get more support internationally than we do really nationally. And I always have been because we started out on the radio.
Mhm.
9 years ago, we started out on
Hmm.
radio and we only switched over back to Facebook. And right now, Paul, tell you the truth, I'm really trying to think of some way that I can also, if I had somebody who knew how to run a studio with me, I'm trying to teach my son where I could go back to broadcasting on radio simultaneously, the same way at the same time that we are doing it live, on
Hmm.
these social media platforms. So Now that's my goal. Hopefully for the fall, I'll have it figured out, Paul. Because
Uh,
see, they dial in on the radio,
mhm.
and they like to ask questions, by audio, right?
Right.
And so I would have to. I have a double monitor, so I have HDMI. That's not a problem. But what I've got to figure out how to do is to tie it in. Now, this studio that I'm in, this is my studio four. I have four studios, broadcasting studios that I use. Now, this is the only one that will allow me to put in a direct line to another radio broadcasting platform. So as soon as I figure out how to do it and get some help from them when I have the time, then we are really going to be seeing some action on here, right? Okay, one last comment. We say we got two. We got two. Jenny says this may come in twice. Paul, we can talk about possibilities of spots when I get my thing started if you're interested. Hey, you got your sponsor right there.
Okay. Well,
All
that sounds
right.
good, Jenny. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, Jenny, I'll send you his email. Oh, you got it. You wrote it down because I showed it, right? There's Sandra. She says she is watching.
Hi,
Hey,
Sandra.
Sandra.
Uh,
Yay.
And
I
Tim.
know, I know. As Paul said, he can see Tim playing the bass on or drums, but
My poor baby doesn't have a musical bone in his body, but he can sing a little bit. He can
Yeah, skip
sing.
me.
I'm the one that's a musician.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she.
Paul is to listen to my gospel show on Sunday. I played for churches for 43 years, Paul, and I sang and played, and I still try to sing. And I have a gospel show on Sunday. I still try to sing and play. But
Uh,
now my grandson, he got it. My grandson picked up that gift, that
he did.
keyboard gift from me,
Yeah,
the
he did.
musical line. But my granddaughter didn't. She like her
Mm.
daddy.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Uh-huh. Because everybody used to ask me that, when I was playing for churches, and he would go to church with me, and they would be asking him and me, "Don't you sing?" They expected for him to know how to sing or play
Yeah,
something just because I could.
they
But
did.
he would have to tell him no. Paul says, "I'm a later killer, Tim." Yay!
All right.
Hey, 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 hey.
Outstanding.
Hey, Paul, in Ontario, just between you and me, I always have been. Sybil, I'm taking
Yeah.
it to you to take us out. What's the closing word?
Well, okay. We want to say thank you for Paul Mash. This was a blast. And I'm looking forward to watching the show again. It's archived. And call on us anytime. And we hope you come back and see us. And all you artists out there, um, get in touch so you can be interviewed and play your song because Paul Mash is very popular with his show and very professional and very laid back. He did a fine job with my interview, which I'm going to share with Jenny as well.
yeah, you
So,
mentioned something, Sybil, that I can come back anytime, and I would love that. If you guys ever want me back on the show again,
Of
just
well,
course,
give me
Sybil,
the
certainly.
word, and
sure.
I'll be more than happy to come back.
We would love to have you anytime you want to come back.
Sure
But
would.
Paul, I'm gonna hook you up with this young lady's husband right here. I'm gonna send you his video. And I filmed him and I edited this video. His name is Dwayne Wilson. He has some music on some music platforms. I don't know the name of all of them, but he is a recording artist and
Mhm.
he is boss on the keyboard. I'm gonna send you his video, and I'd like for you to have him on your show sometime. Okay?
Okay, well, send me his contact info, especially if he's on Facebook. I'll be more than happy to talk to him.
Yeah, he is on Facebook. So
Okay.
Sunday, I'm gonna be sending you probably two separate emails because you know how, well, Gmail, I can send it through Gmail because what they'll do is, if it's a large file, they'll have a link for you
Hmm.
to click the link, and I'll make sure that you can do the link. That's what I have to do. But then I'm going to send you two separate ones because one I'm going to send that I said about this, about, the sponsor ad, to show you, give you an idea of what some ideas so you can just come up with maybe whatever it is that you want to do, and I'll do it for you. And then the other email that I'm going to send you is going to be about Dwayne Wilson, this
Okay.
magnificent musician, okay?
Okay. That sounds good.
All right, so Jenny says to you, Sybil, her niece, Sybil, so glad Silly You is back. I love you.
Thank you, silly Sybil.
Tim, your closing remarks, and then I'm going to thank our guests and our audience.
Okay, guys, just wanted to say, don't worry, be happy and be
Yeah,
safe.
That's
I
right.
appreciate
great
that, Tim.
I
words.
love it. Paul, I want to thank you again, and we're going to have you back. I'd love for you to come back at least once a month. I don't know if you have the time, but
Well, if I do have the time, I'll definitely make room for you, Emily. I'll be happy to be
well, at
back.
least once every 2 months. How about that then? I won't put that much pressure on you. Because,
Okay. Well, I
look,
gotta. No, just kidding.
listen, because I have to go. I do 4 shows a week. Is it 4 or 3, or I don't know. I lost count. Paul says, Emily, I can send you one video I'm drumming in at a bar in Orangeville. The song is Trampy Boy. Please do, Paul. Yeah, Paul was on our show too, as a matter of fact. Now he's a drummer. He's a boss drummer, Paul. And so you might want to have him on the show too sometime. Look, I got you a sponsor tonight, potential sponsor, and I got you two potential musicians for your show. Do I love you or what?
Oh, of course. So do I.
Uh,
Good
Paul
deal. Good
Paul
deal.
said he loves that idea. He says, "Okay, Paul." He said that would be great, Paul. Our guest, okay.
he said he just plays for fun, but
Yeah, he's in Ontario, Canada, so
Mhm.
that he would be a great international guest for you to have
Mhm.
on your show, okay? He said no, no, he just play for fun.
Yeah, yeah,
You
that's
don't.
what I said.
I saw that. Okay? I tell you what, when he send me the video of him drumming, I'm gonna send it to you too, Paul. But don't tell him I told you so, okay?
Uh,
Listen, everybody, I love you. I want to thank my co-hosts, both Sybil and my son Tim. I want to thank my special guest, Paul Nash. Paul, you were awesome tonight. Dynamite. And Paul is laughing. And most of all, I want to thank my audience, to all of you in the audience tonight. We could not do this without you, and we do this for you. So, to all of my pearls in the listening audience tonight, a pearl is defined as a precious thing. It is the finest example of something special. So, it doesn't matter whether you are rich or poor. You, my pearls, are a precious thing. You are the finest example of someone special. All right. And as we say around here in the Emily Pearl studio, listen, don't hate them, congratulate them. And if you deem it and mean it, I promise you, my pearls, everything that you do will what team?
Come back
Come
to
back to
you.
you. Good night, everybody. We love
Good
you.
night.
We'll see
Thank you,
y'all.
Paul. Thank you. Good
Don't
night,
forget to talk
Elaine
about
and
angels
Jenny
on
and everybody.
Sunday. Talk about angels Sunday, 1 p.m. Bye bye.